Connect. Weird. Let's see if we can get this to load. Here we go. Okay. So we're about to do a full race breakdown of my Cat 3 race at the CSP crit, which was actually my first cycling race win. So I have the footage right here that we're about to go over. Just one quick moment, and I'm gonna just swap my headphones over to my computer. Just give it a second to load. Sorry for the delay. What is going on now? Okay. Are we live? Oh, there we go. All right. Cool. So just make sure the mic is working. There we go. All right. Cool. Just make sure the mic is working. All right. Sounds good. All right. Let's do this. So plug this guy in. So this is not the right footage. So this is the footage I broadcast. I did a live stream of the race itself. And this is going to be kind of my own, like, just kind of review of it. So the start, which is kind of where we're going to skip forward a little bit till it actually starts. Brittany's stretching out, ready to take some photos. This guy right here is just the normal starter. Let's see what he said. Uh-oh. Oopsie. Headphones. There we go. Sorry about that. So, blah, blah, blah. And then it's... So there's a neutral roll-off, and it's an uphill, so they send you off really slow. So this is us just kind of going up the line here. So this is actually a racetrack that the police in Colorado use for practice training, which is just kind of is what it is. It's a nice track. It means you have a super smooth surface. There's no potholes anywhere. You're not going to find anything restrictive. But as you can see on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, it's just like gravel, which is like a good and a bad thing because it means that there's no curbs on the side that you can bump into. So if something does happen, you get bumped or whatever, you just go into the gravel. Downside being that you do have to be careful in the corners because some of the gravel does get knocked onto the actual road itself. So we just went from neutral to not neutral, and then this was actually a pretty slow and pretty mellow start. Of the races that we have done here, this was probably the smaller field. I think we had a total of about 30 people racing, and then with that, we didn't really have any teams show up. What you're going to see here in front of me is there's a guy here on podium racing. Let's see if we can go around. The guy on the front in the yellow kit, that team is called Groove. They're definitely the most dominant team. I want to say they had 4, if not 5 riders in this team. So a full squad. And then you had a lot of just kind of miscellaneous misplaced riders, like this guy in the 7-Eleven retro jersey. Awesome jersey, by the way. I love the throwbacks. So also, this corner, for some reason, the live stream would work super well until it hit to that corner. I don't know why, but that's what it would do. So I'm just kind of surfing the front right now. This is a downhill, and we have a bit of a tailwind, so there wasn't much motivation for me to do an overlot. I just also, the first time going around all these corners, regardless of what race you're on, the first time going around the corner is always the worst. And this is a long sweeper one, but very few people could take this corner correctly. See how this guy is just surfing right out versus actually being able to stay on the white line? Very few people do that correctly in the 3 race, which is something I used to my advantage later in this race. So I'm just hanging out the front now, kept my momentum. I'm letting myself slide back now. Letting the guy with the mustache go. We got a CU rider, a cinch athlete. Sliding back. We got this Wiley Jr. kid right here on where my right hand side is. Oh, and here's another one of the groove. So this is also one of the groove kits look like. They're the navy with, well, obviously it says groove all over it. So just kind of being aware of where they are was something that I kind of had important in my mind, because we have the start list, so we know who's going to race these races before each race. You can look and go, all right, this person, this team's bringing X riders, this team is bringing this many. So going into this one, we knew, this was the 4th edition of the race, so you know all the players. Everyone knows each other. Everyone's come to this race. And right now, it's just kind of a snooze fest. No one's attacked, and no one's really doing anything at the front, which is just kind of what happens when you don't have teams. The groove athlete's going to the front right now. I don't know why. He's not really attacking. He just kind of sat at pace. I kind of fell back a little bit further than I probably would have liked. As you can see, I threw, just that, it fell back 20 riders. But it's whatever. I'm just chilling back here. Back here with the mustache guy. And I know that, look, we're not going very fast, so if I wanted to move up, it's an instant. I mean, even now, they sat up enough, I'm just going to slipstream my way up in the group. And then to make it even better, I have this guy come up on my right-hand side, and he'll just, give me a draft all the way back up to where I want to be. So, which is just kind of how it... Whoa, what just happened? Why? Okay, I'm sorry. I do not know why that just happened. Give me a second. Let's see if we can't fix whatever the heck just happened. Go back to the video. Where were we? We were like 8 minutes in. Let's see if we can guess this. Okay, so yeah, we came up here. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to skip. Okay, so we're back. I skipped forward back to that downhill turn. Nothing happened. I'm chilling right where I want to be. I have the group guys in front of me. I can see everything. This is back to what I was saying. The peloton takes horrible lines. Like, they took the widest line they could through that corner, went all the way to the far right side again. So it's just not efficient. It's not the fastest way around the course. So coming up to this one, at this point, I was just kind of bored. And I was like, all right, well, the peloton's just chilling. They're waiting for someone to give it a proper go. And as you can see for the last 2 laps, that we take this left, this little chicane here, this left and this right, and then we kind of have a straight drag uphill into a hard left. And from watching the peloton take horrible lines this entire race, I knew that there was just the peloton would go around this corner, take the bad line and swing far right, which meant, all right, this is how I'm going to now handle this. I'm going to stay on this inside, stay on the white line. As soon as this guy gets out of my draft, just hit it. No? Okay, I must be the next lap then, which is weird. So we're going to jump forward a little bit, actually. Okay, so we're back forward. Forward. Okay, so here we go again. Sorry for that. So this is now back to what I was just talking about. This is we're coming around this bend. We're going into this left-hander where I know that the peloton's going to hit the corner and then slide right for some reason, where they just... I'm not sure why, but they're going to slide right. So I'm going to stay on the white line here, wait for this guy in the yellow to take the bad line, and then I hit it super hard here. A lot... This is actually a problem I have. Whenever I attack. Like, you can kind of even see on my screen right there that I think I hit 1100 watts. So I already hit it way too hard, but now I have to brake. So I'm going to go around this corner. In my mind, I'm kind of assuming, all right, someone went with me. It couldn't have gone that bad. Like, there's someone with me. The peloton just woke up. These guys have been kind of sleeping on their job. So I just kind of get into aero here, and I'm just kind of getting ready for what's going to happen. It's a little bit, and then it's a downhill now. It's not very windy. And we'll just see what happens. I have Brittany coming up in a second here. I'm not going to, see, keep going. Where's Brittany? So, come on. And so that's kind of just how it went. So ultimately now I have a break. The peloton didn't chase me, and what ended up happening is they gave me about around honestly like 40-second gap very quickly, which I was just kind of out there with the 40-second gap. And then I was like, all right, sweet, this is going to be easy. I'm going to lap the field. And all of a sudden, on this section, it was very easy for me to look and see where they were. And I kind of knew time splits. So I was going, from 40 seconds to 38 seconds to 36 to 34, so on and so on, which is a lot less than ideal. So I'm going to actually switch now. I'm lucky enough where a friend of mine, Rob, was in the race with his GoPro. So we're going to switch to his GoPro. And I'm going to show you guys what it looked like from inside the field. So I'm going to show you guys my attack. And then we're going to watch the last 2 laps of the race with him. So right now we're back at it. You can see that was me on the left there. This is, let's skip forward just a little bit. I think I attack in probably the 10-minute mark. All right, so this is me right here. Well, you guys can't see where I'm pointing at, really. I'm the very big guy in yellow. It's really easy to tell. I'm a lot bigger than most of these guys at 6'3", which is what it is. So this is just rolling through. I want to say this is probably 2 laps in. So going forward, here's Rob handling these corners beautifully. Sorry, I just wanted to make some better quality on this. Is this where... let's see, do I attack here? No. Okay, so we're going to skip forward another lap. A little bit further. Okay, so we're going into the downhill right now. This is Rob's camera. You can see in the rear view, like, it's a small field. 30 guys is not that many. Why is it spinning? Oh no, did I go too high with the quality? Alright, let's throw it back down a little bit. Come on, computer. Don't do this to me. Okay, here we go. Okay, coming back through this corner. I don't know where... So I'm not sure where I am. I don't see myself in the rear camera. Oh no, here I am. So I'm up front, just chilling on the right-hand side here in front of this athlete. And at this point, I knew that I was going to attack the way I did, so I kind of wanted to shift myself to the right position. This is my friend here, Andy, who I'm talking to right now, so I'm kind of explaining, like, hey, the field's asleep right now. I'm going to do a little probing attack to see if anyone wants to come out and play. Because in my head, I just thought, I'm going to send an attack, someone's going to chase me, or the group's going to just pull me back, and it just kind of is what it is. But it will wake up the race, so it won't be this weird little snooze fest that it was. So this is me. I'm trying to just get my way out, so I kind of push Rob out a little bit here when I'm sliding. All right, so now Rob's on my wheel. And actually, this guy on my right here on the pink bike, he's actually been in a break with me before. He's not the strongest guy in the world, but he's really active, so I knew that he was on my right. So when I left, what happens is Rob unintentionally shuts down the door for him by sliding forward onto this yellow guy's wheel. So he closed the door on that guy in the pink bike to actually cover my move. And then no one does anything from this point of view. So I'm up the road. I don't know what's happening back here, but the entire peloton did absolutely nothing. No one covered. No one even really went and ramped up the pace. I don't know if it was just like sheer luck that this guy sitting on the front isn't that strong. He didn't want to like lift up and push it, or didn't know what was going on, and Groove is all out of position. And you can see the alarm bells aren't even going off right now. I mean, they're riding 3 wide right now. No one's even made an effort to chase me. I can't totally tell, but it looks like they're probably doing 200 watts, and Rob just kind of... I mean, if you look at the shadows, there's 5 people across. Here comes a modern market guy who... this isn't even really him chasing. This is just kind of unintentionally roll. Because what will happen sometimes when the group slows up, when no one wants to go to the front, is that everyone will slow up, and then if you're in the back and you just roll with your momentum, you'll end up at the front. So sometimes you'll just be stuck in the race. Okay, here we go. So this is my first time seeing this footage, but here comes the guy in the pink, kind of went to the front to do a little bit. But now they're on the downhill where it doesn't matter. They're not going to... On this downhill section, it's fast. And it's in a straight line, so they're not really going to be able to go faster than I was on a straight downhill. But what you're going to see here in a second when they get to the bottom of this corner is why I was able to stay away. Which is because the peloton cannot take the fastest line. I don't know what exactly about this situation was so hard for them. So already, there's no need to swing this wide. It's not a sharp corner, it's a gradual left. So now, where the white line is you can ride this white line all the way through. But no, they barely touched the white line and then they drifted far out. And all they're doing is making more distance for them to cover right now. They're coming back in on this apex. So that's how they did it. I'm going to show you guys now a clip of me going through that same corner. So this is me going down. I'm breathing already really heavy. And look, I'm on the left side. There's the white line. I'm going to stay right on the white line. There's no need to drift out here. Just stay on the white line. Just stay on the white line. Boom. That's the shortest way. Just straight. And then again, this is not a hard corner. Stay on the white line. And then boom, again, straight up the hill. There's no need to drift all the way to the right. And it's easy to tell. You know, if you would have to be going far faster than what we were going to get up this hill. And for a point where you're going to need to actually drift to the right out of these corners. So let's see. This is going up to the top. So let's see if you could even have seen me. So we're coming up here. At this point, I was already on the top side. Let's see if you can see me in the GoPro. Nope. Okay, so nothing really of interest happened. So I'm going to just kind of skip forward to the last like 2 laps to go. Let's see if we can't find it. So let's see how many laps to go this is when we come through this finish. So here they come to the finish. Again, they're all swinging really far to the right for no reason. It looks like it's kind of sporadic right now. So we'll just watch this end, and I'll just kind of commentate on what... I don't know what was going on here, because there's no organization in this chase. I couldn't see the lap board. You see that... So Groove here, this navy blue team, the burden is on them. You know, they have the most amount of guys. Also, therefore, they have the most to lose. And they just didn't... I don't know why they just didn't chase. You know, at the front right now, I can't totally see who it is. It looks like it's just a lone rider. And honestly, a guy who's showing up to this race by himself with no teammates, the gamble is not in his favor. You know, the options are, all right, I can go to the front, hammer, and bring back the guy up front, and then I'm cooked, and I'm not going to be able to do more or less anything. I'm just going to be stuck, you know, cooking myself, bringing this guy back, and then all bets are off. Someone could attack again. I'm not going to bring back another person, or, you know, even worse, you know, this stays together and then I just get hosed in the sprint. So it's not really a good gamble for them. They want, you know, if you're a lone rider, you either need to be in the break or just kind of roll the dice and say, all right, no break's going to go up. I'm just going to sit in the back. And case in point here, Rob, who's a sprinter, a phenomenal sprinter, and you guys are going to see a beautiful execution of his sprint later in this race. There's no reason for him to go to the front and chase me down. You know, what does he gain from that? All that happens is that I come back, nothing happens. And also something that happens when you have a bunch of people that aren't a team that you're watching right now, that you get frustrated. He went in and put in a good turn to try and bring me back, flicked his elbow, and this guy soft pedaled through with no help, and now the field's, you know, 3 wide. So it's just not efficient. At this point, though, I was feeling pretty tired, and I could see the gap. The gap was coming down on me, not by much. It was coming down maybe a second or 2 seconds a lap. And then watching this now, you can kind of see, all right, like, they would, you know, someone would put in a huge effort, which could take, you know, a good amount of time. Someone could put in a huge effort, take 5 seconds out of my lead, flick their elbow through, someone would soft pedal through, and then I immediately regained 3 of those 5 seconds I lost. So that was just kind of the game. It was lose a little bit, or lose a lot, regain some, lose a lot, regain some. Let's watch them go through this corner again. They're already doing better. They're already on the far left. There's the white line. Can we stay on it? Oh, this is doing a lot better right now. So the person on the front staying on there, staying on there. Okay, so they're coming a little wide, but this is kind of a more normal way for the peloton to take the corner. So this is kind of a natural order. The guy on the front is putting in a great effort right now because everyone's staying on his wheel. So as long as he takes the good line, the rest of the peloton will take a good line, and the speed will still be carried. So now we're coming up through. Let's see what... I cannot... This guy's handlebars are in the way. We must be within 2 laps to go because it looks like people are about to start taking flyers. which is pretty normal. This lone rider just put in big efforts going backwards quite quickly. Um, this other guy put in kind of a half-hearted attack, and all it did was bring him to the front, and now he's carrying the group, which is also a heartbreaking thing. You know, if you don't have the energy to snap forward on your attack, all you do is roll to the front. The person on the front's going to get on your wheel, and then you're pulling the entire peloton. If you're going to attack, you really got to snap it. And now he's off. The guy on the front right now is keeping pace, it looks like. It's hard to tell what he's out of the saddle. He might just be trying to shake the people off, but you know, it's stretched out right now. When it's a single line like this, you know, the pace is on. So as soon as I say that, now it's bunching back up out of this corner. So here we go. So, and again, just the pace is not steady now. It completely came back. It's reshuffled the entire group. It looks like this child, I'm guessing, that weighs about 50 pounds is on the front, hammering it. You know, but once you're on the front and you're hammering and you realize how hard it is on the front hammering, it doesn't take much for someone to go, all right, this isn't fun. I want to get off. Someone else do this work. Here's Santa Claus with a giant beard. You can actually see flapping under his armpit right there. He really wanted that wheel, so Rob smartly just kind of let him slide through to get the nice draft from him. You know, if someone's fighting you to take a wheel, just let them have it. For a lot of these points, like, it's not worth the energy and the stress of trying to defend them off. Like, especially if it's someone like that, you know you have their number. Like, you know that you're gonna get them in a sprint. Looks like the whole field. See, the same thing happened. You know, this small child right here was putting in a good effort, realized it was a little too hard, sat up, no one wanted to pull through, and now they're 4 wide across, which is good. So this kid, Andy, right here on the front, the cinch athlete, saw this guy coming up on his left, accelerated to kind of shut the door on these guys, and was able to just slot in right on his wheel. So he's doing an excellent job staying safe and staying in position. Great handling skills from Rob here, kind of fighting 3 wide through that corner. That was very well done. And yeah, back up the hill. So this is just, yeah, let's see if we can figure out how many laps to go. We're at 38 minutes of a 40-minute race, so this must be the last lap. Let's see if we can hear the bell on it. Rob's coming up the side here. Okay, so this is the last lap. So they're on their last lap right now. And at this point, I probably started this lap with 25, maybe 30 seconds. It's hard to tell. You can kind of see me right there-ish. I just came out of the chicane. So the guy, like, I'm in sight. Like, if they're charging and they can see me at this point. So, but again, the group team never went to the front to set up a lead out. And, you know, with 5 riders, if you have a 5-rider lead out, the quality of your sprinter doesn't even matter at that point. If you have 3 guys setting the pace, excellent move by Rob here. He literally just drifted up right as this kid was accelerating, but it looks like he ran out of gas about halfway through that acceleration. Oh, so like I was saying, the group team, 5 riders never really came to the front to put a lead out. You know, if we can go wide here and see that there's a group athlete, but all these guys are on different teams and individuals. So they all have to think, all right, I'm about to start sprinting. How much effort do I want to waste right now before the sprint? And, 40 minutes in, the last lap to go, you're tired already. So for them, do they really want to put in this massive effort more or less for second place, or what's the deal here? Rob's telling his lead out man to kind of start getting ready. I want to say this guy right here is the group sprinter, but if you watch, one of their guys, there's me right there. So the gap came down a lot. That's me. And right now we're looking at probably a 15 seconds. And then this guy here takes a flyer, not the 7-Eleven. You're going to see him kind of pop up over here. We're kind of being shouted out. Yeah, so a guy just took a flyer on the far side of that corner going into this downhill. No one's quite reacting, so Rob's moving up a little bit. This 7-Eleven, there he is. So that's the guy who took a flyer. So he went for glory, far out. I don't. And now we got this guy. So this guy's now on the front. He opens up his sprint and just launches Rob. So Rob is now going. Rob does this amazing thing where he can kind of sprint twice. So Rob just sprinted. He's on the racing line, sprinted into this corner, rails this corner. There's the guy who took the flyer. He's already cooked. Like, he already burned all his matches in the initial launch. Rob perfectly takes this corner, launches again, gets right in line with this guy's slipstream, slipstreams him up, and this guy is toast already. So that's me. And then, boom. Excellent finish for everyone. That was a phenomenal race. And that's Rob absolutely cooked these guys. I mean, look back, there would be time gaps. It wouldn't even be same time between Rob and those guys. And that's just him sprinting out of the field. Oh, that kid actually had a pretty good one. Oh, that's it for Rob's video. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a kind of a fun thing, a new one. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. It massively helps out the channel. I'm not sure what it's called on, what do they call it on Twitch when you, how do you like something? Let's go watch our own stream for a second here. So, please hit the follow button right here. I can't hit my own follow button. Okay, so I guess there's no like button. But hit the follow button. It massively helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I ended up doing the P123 race later that afternoon. That race went really well. I'm going to do another breakdown of that video. And that race is a lot more interesting than this one. So I'll do you guys a full breakdown for that one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.